In the summer of 1961, meteorologist Edward Lorenz sat before a primitive computer, running calculations that would shatter our understanding of predictability forever. He had discovered something that the ancient Hermetic masters knew millennia ago, that the smallest gesture can reshape entire worlds. A butterfly spreads its wings in the Amazon rainforest. The air molecules shift, creating microscopic turbulence. This disturbance travels across continents, amplifying through countless interactions until 3 weeks later, a hurricane forms off the coast of Florida. The butterfly's wing beat, imperceptible and forgotten, has summoned the storm. This is the butterfly effect, the recognition that minuscule causes can produce monumental consequences. But long before modern science gave this phenomenon a name, the Hermetic tradition spoke of the infinite web of causation that connects all things. The question that haunts both ancient wisdom and contemporary physics remains the same. Can Hermetic law survive the chaos of chance? We stand at the threshold between order and unpredictability, where mathematical precision meets mystical insight, and where the very foundations of causality reveal their deepest secrets. The Hermetic principle of cause and effect appears deceptively simple. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. This axiom, carved into the tablets of ancient wisdom, suggests a universe of perfect predictability, where every action produces a corresponding reaction in an unbroken chain of cosmic justice. Yet the Hermetic masters were too sophisticated to embrace mere mechanistic determinism. They understood that beneath the apparent order of the visible world lay currents of profound complexity. The Emerald Tablet speaks of operations above and below, hinting at multiple layers of causation operating simultaneously. What appears as simple cause and effect in one realm reveals itself as intricate interdependence in another. Consider the ancient symbol of Ouroboros, the serpent consuming its own tail. Here we find not linear causation, but circular feedback, where effect becomes cause becomes effect in an endless loop of mutual influence. The Hermetic masters intuited what modern complexity theorists now prove mathematically, that systems can be simultaneously ordered and unpredictable, following precise laws while generating outcomes that exceed any possibility of prediction. The Corpus Hermeticum speaks of the Logos as both architect and inhabitant of creation, suggesting that divine order does not impose itself upon chaos, but emerges from within it. This ancient insight anticipates one of the most revolutionary discoveries of contemporary science, that complex, beautiful patterns can arise spontaneously from systems that appear random and disordered. But here, the Hermetic journey takes a decisive turn. The tradition never claimed that humans could master or fully comprehend this cosmic order. Instead, it taught alignment, the art of recognizing the patterns within apparent randomness and finding one's place within the larger unfolding. Edward Lorenz's discovery emerged from frustration with weather prediction. His computer models, designed to forecast atmospheric conditions, revealed something unsettling: the tiniest change in initial conditions, adjusting a number by 1/10,000th, could completely alter long-term weather patterns. The system was deterministic, following precise mathematical laws. Yet it remained fundamentally unpredictable beyond a few days. This sensitive dependence on initial conditions became known as the butterfly effect, and it revealed the hidden architecture of what mathematicians call chaos theory. Chaos in this scientific context does not mean disorder. Rather, it describes systems that are deterministic yet unpredictable, following exact laws while generating behavior so complex that it appears random. The mathematics of chaos reveals landscapes of extraordinary beauty, strange attractors, geometrical structures that emerge from chaotic systems, display infinite complexity at every scale. Mandelbrot sets unfold fractal patterns, where each magnification reveals new layers of intricate detail. These are not accidents of nature, but expressions of deep mathematical principles governing the relationship between order and apparent randomness. If causes are infinite, how can we ever trace their threads? The butterfly in the Amazon is itself the product of countless prior influences, wind patterns, temperature gradients, the gravitational pull of distant planets, the rotation of galaxies. Each cause splits into multiple effects, which become causes for other effects, creating an infinite regression that defies all attempts at complete analysis. Here, we encounter the profound wisdom of the Hermetic axiom. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. The hurricane's seemingly random path, the unpredictable moment when the butterfly spreads its wings, these appear as chance only because we cannot perceive the vast web of deterministic laws that govern them. Chaos theory reveals this truth with mathematical precision. What we call randomness is often the expression of deeper laws, too complex for our minds to fully grasp. Yet this infinite complexity does not negate causation. It reveals its true nature. Hermetic law operates not through simple, linear sequences, but through vast networks of interdependence, where every element influences every other element across scales that range from the quantum to the cosmic. The Hermetic axiom, as above, so below, takes on profound new meaning when viewed through the lens of chaos theory. This principle suggests that the same patterns and laws operate across all scales of existence, from the movement of electrons around atomic nuclei to the spiral dance of galaxies through space. Modern science has discovered that this ancient insight is literally true. Fractal geometry reveals that natural forms, coastlines, mountains, blood vessels, lightning bolts, display self-similar patterns at every level of magnification. The structure of a fern leaf mirrors the structure of the entire fern, which mirrors the branching patterns found throughout the natural world. Chaos theory shows us that apparent disorder often conceals hidden order. The seemingly random drip of a faucet, when mapped mathematically, reveals precise geometrical structures. Stock market fluctuations, which appear chaotic to casual observation, follow statistical patterns that mathematicians can describe with remarkable accuracy. The Hermetic understanding of chaos aligns perfectly with these discoveries. Ancient texts speak of prima materia, primordial matter that contains all possibilities, but has not yet manifested specific forms. This is chaos not as destruction, but as creative potential, the fertile void from which all order emerges. In Hermetic cosmology, the divine mind, nous, does not impose order upon chaotic matter from outside. Rather, consciousness and matter interpenetrate, with order emerging from their dynamic interaction. This process mirrors what complexity scientists call self-organization, the spontaneous emergence of structured patterns from seemingly random interactions. What if every system, from galaxies to thoughts, obeys the same hidden law? The Hermetic tradition suggests that consciousness itself operates according to principles that we now recognize in chaos theory and complexity science. Thoughts emerge unpredictably from the vast network of neural interactions, yet they follow patterns that we can begin to understand. Creativity arises from the edge of chaos, that dynamic zone between rigid order and complete randomness, where new possibilities can emerge. Complexity science has revealed that the most interesting phenomena in nature occur not in systems that are completely ordered or completely random, but at the boundary between order and chaos. This edge of chaos is where life flourishes, where consciousness emerges, and where evolution unfolds its creative possibilities. Consider the formation of a murmuration of starlings, thousands of individual birds moving as a single, fluid entity. No bird controls the flock, yet the entire system displays coordinated behavior of breathtaking beauty. This is emergence, the arising of higher-order properties that cannot be predicted from studying individual components in isolation. The Hermetic masters understood this principle intimately. They spoke of the soul's ascent through the planetary spheres, describing how consciousness itself emerges from the interaction of multiple levels of being. Each sphere represents not just an astrological influence, but a layer of complexity where new properties emerge from the integration of lower levels. Modern network theory reveals similar patterns in everything, from ecosystems to the internet to the structure of the human brain. Small worlds connect through hubs and nodes, creating systems where local interactions can have global consequences. The butterfly effect operates not just in weather systems, but in all complex networks where elements are interconnected. Strange attractors, those beautiful mathematical objects that emerge from chaotic systems, provide perhaps the most direct link between Hermetic wisdom and contemporary science. These structures reveal that even chaotic systems are drawn toward specific patterns, as if guided by invisible geometric principles. They suggest that apparent randomness contains hidden order, waiting to be discovered by those who know how to look. The Hermetic tradition teaches that the macrocosm and microcosm reflect each other through processes of correspondence and resonance. Complexity science has discovered that this reflection operates through scaling laws, mathematical relationships that remain constant across vastly different sizes and timescales. The same equations that describe the fluctuations of financial markets also govern the patterns of brain activity and the dynamics of ecosystem change. The deepest teaching of Hermeticism may be that chaos and order are not opposites, but partners in the cosmic dance. The tradition speaks of the Logos, divine reason or cosmic law, not as a rigid set of rules, but as a dynamic principle that expresses itself through infinite creativity and apparent unpredictability. This understanding finds remarkable resonance in contemporary physics, where quantum mechanics reveals that uncertainty is not a limitation of our knowledge, but a fundamental feature of reality itself. At the quantum level, nature appears to make genuine choices, displaying creativity that cannot be reduced to mechanical determinism. Yet even quantum uncertainty follows precise statistical laws. The randomness is not arbitrary but structured, governed by probability distributions that mathematicians can describe with extraordinary accuracy. This suggests that reality operates according to principles that transcend the simple opposition between order and disorder. The Hermetic concept of divine providence offers a profound way to understand this paradox. Providence does not mean that every event is predetermined, but rather that the universe possesses an inherent tendency toward meaning and coherence. Even apparently random events serve the larger pattern, though that pattern may exceed human comprehension. Chaos theory has revealed that deterministic systems can generate true novelty, outcomes that are not simply the mechanical unfolding of initial conditions, but genuine surprises that emerge from the system's own creative potential. This aligns with the Hermetic teaching that the universe is not a machine, but a living being, capable of growth, learning, and transformation. We do not master chaos by predicting it, but by learning to dance with its rhythms. The Hermetic path teaches alignment with cosmic law, not through rigid adherence to predetermined patterns, but through flexible responsiveness to the ever-changing flow of circumstances. This is not myth alone. It is initiation into a way of being that recognizes both the lawfulness and the mystery of existence. The butterfly's wing beat that triggers the hurricane is neither accident nor necessity, but something more subtle, the expression of a universe where small gestures carry infinite responsibility and infinite possibility. The butterfly spreads its wings, and hurricanes form across the world. The ancient Hermetic masters knew this truth in their bones, that we live within an infinite web of causation, where the smallest action can reshape the cosmos. They called it the law of cause and effect, but they understood it in ways that modern science is only beginning to rediscover. Chaos theory has given us new eyes to see the profound wisdom embedded in Hermetic teaching. The principle as above, so below reveals itself in fractal geometry and scaling laws. The doctrine of correspondence manifests in the universal patterns that connect quantum fluctuations to galactic formations. The teaching of mental causation finds expression in complexity science and the emergence of consciousness from networks of interaction. Yet the deepest insight remains unchanged across the millennia. We are not separate from the web of causation, but part of its very fabric. Every thought we think, every choice we make, every gesture we offer sends ripples through the infinite ocean of being. We cannot predict where these ripples will go or what effects they will produce, but we can learn to make them conscious, intentional, and aligned with the deeper patterns of cosmic unfolding. The storm gathers strength as it crosses the ocean, drawing energy from sources too numerous to count. By the time it reaches land, the butterfly's contribution has been amplified beyond all recognition, yet it remains present in every molecule of wind and water. The original cause has become woven into a pattern so vast and complex that no intelligence could trace its threads back to their source. But perhaps the most profound insight lies closer to home. Thought itself is a butterfly's wing in the infinite atmosphere of consciousness. Every idea we entertain, every mental image we form, sends ripples through the quantum field of mind and matter. The Hermetic teaching, as above, so below, suggests that the same laws governing atmospheric chaos govern the emergence of thoughts from the neural networks of the brain. We think, therefore we cause, each moment of consciousness a small perturbation that reshapes the trajectory of reality itself. This is the mystery that the Hermetic tradition has always embraced. We are both infinitely small and infinitely significant, droplets in the ocean that nonetheless help to shape the tides. The butterfly's shadow falls across continents and centuries, reminding us that in a universe of infinite interconnection, there are no insignificant thoughts and no meaningless choices. We do not master chaos. We listen to its hidden order and find our place in its unfolding. The storm passes. The ocean grows calm. But somewhere, another butterfly spreads its wings. Another mind thinks a new thought. And the eternal dance of cause and effect continues its ancient spiral toward destinations we can never fully foresee but always help to create.